Here are 4 NBA All-Stars that could be traded in 2018. What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. I know I've been away for a while, but I wanted to thank all of you guys. I've been away for almost 2 months. Now I did post a video a couple of weeks ago, but that video got taken down. The NBA obviously didn't like that video being up there, so if you missed it, I'm sorry. I might have to re-upload it later, but I'm back, and I just wanted to quickly say thank you guys for all the support. I hope you guys had a really great Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, how about that Christmas Day game between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors? Was it a foul on LeBron James? I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you guys for all the support. You guys are seriously awesome. I have been away for quite a while, but you guys still have shown a lot of support on all my videos. You've gone back and watched some past videos, and it's just been awesome. I really want to thank you guys, and hopefully I can get a little bit of momentum going into 2018 and have a fire 2018 in terms of this channel. And I know this video won't get a lot of views. It's my first video back, but I'm excited. I don't care. I'm really just wanting to get straight into this. So anyway, enough rambling. I just wanted to quickly say thank you for all the support, and I've been away for a while, so I'm sorry about that. But here are 4 NBA All-Stars that could be traded in 2018, and the first one, at number 4, Gasol. Now, as we all know, the Memphis Grizzlies are tied for the 3rd worst record in the NBA at the moment, and they're not looking too good. In other words, here's a guy who wants to win. I mean, he's 32 years old, and the way that the Grizzlies are playing at the moment, he looks unhappy to me. I don't know about you, but he doesn't look like past Gasol, and I get that he's aging a little bit, but he's just not his usual self. Which is why stats can sometimes be a little bit misleading, because Gasol, stat-wise, is still really solid. I mean, he's still a double-double guy. He can still work offensively and defensively. He just doesn't look like his past self, which makes sense. 32 years old, he's almost heading into the end of his career, but he's still a really valuable guy for any team who wants to try and pick him up. And I think he can definitely be traded, considering that the Grizzlies aren't doing too well. And if he can fit on a team like the Celtics, who want to challenge for an Eastern Conference championship, I think that would be a really good fit. Not to mention, the Grizzlies have had a pretty unsuccessful year, not in terms of their record, which has also been unsuccessful, but they fired their head coach, David Fizdale, who was actually a decent coach. I believe he should be a coach in the NBA still, and Gasol was not happy about the firing of him. Mike Conley is still expected to be out for a while, which means the Grizzlies don't look like they'll be a playoff team at all this season. Now, that does leave Gasol in a very awkward situation. He still has another season left on his contract after this one, but I definitely could see him asking for a trade, since he won't want to stick around for another few years, and at this rate, they just aren't good enough to compete in a deep Western Conference. What's even more scary though, is I talked about Boston getting him to compete a little more against Cleveland, but what if it was actually Cleveland who got him? If Memphis could get the Brooklyn pick and a guy like Tristan Thompson in exchange for Gasol, perhaps it's a deal that they would strongly consider. And that's pretty scary. Number 3, DeAndre Jordan. Now, this is a guy who is almost in a similar way to Gasol. As of now, his co-star Blake Griffin is injured. He's losing more than he'd like. Not as much as Memphis, but he's probably losing more than he'd like, considering that the Clippers have been decent in the last few years, obviously apart from the playoffs. But he's losing, and Blake Griffin still sidelined with an injury. It's difficult to see the Clippers climbing back up into the playoffs, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have already tried to target him about a month ago, and I think that with so much uncertainty revolving around the team and DeAndre, including Blake Griffin as well, I wouldn't be surprised to see LA open up trade discussions once more, considering that he becomes an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. I mean, there's no certainty that he'll stay, and honestly, the Clippers have underachieved in forever. Like I said, they've always been a great regular season team, but when it comes to the postseason, I don't know, they choke. It's pretty sad, especially when they had CP3, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre with Jamal Crawford coming off the bench. Like, it's sad, but that's just how it is. Also, not to mention, DeAndre has almost left before on free agency. I don't know about you, but I really clearly remember a few years ago to the Dallas Mavericks, and that's when the Clippers had Blake Griffin and CP3. So I think it's very risky for the Clippers not to trade DeAndre away, which I think is why LA would openly talk to other teams about asking for a first round pick or two. But I just don't know what is going to happen with DeAndre at this point, because the Clippers need those first round picks. They're not going to win a championship anytime soon. I think they might as well just try and rebuild now and look to the future. Now, like I said, the Clippers will definitely try and get 2 first round picks, not just one. But what the tricky part is what team will he go to? Cleveland would be nice, but there aren't a ton of teams trying to make a move for a defensive-minded center opposed to an offensive-minded center in today's NBA, which is the sad truth, but it is the truth. Anyway, number 2, Paul George. I know what you're thinking. Paul George again? But hear me out. As of now, the Thunder have really started to step up their game. In the last month, they've actually had some clutch wins and they've been playing well. And you need to remember, just like any new team that forms together, it does take time to get used to playing with each other. And I believe that they'll keep playing well and PG won't be traded. But there definitely is that possibility. If George makes it clear that he doesn't want to re-sign with the Thunder in the offseason, and if the Thunder don't meet expectations towards the trade deadline, then he could easily be on his way out, to ensure that the Thunder actually get something for him if he leaves, which can still be a strong possibility, if they don't keep this winning up. That's all I'm saying. Now, the Thunder could always turn around and trade Paul George, who may or may not even re-sign with the team after the season. And he's already said that he won't tell the Thunder if he will leave in the offseason, so we all know that it's a little tricky in this situation. And the Thunder, in other words, it's up to them. They need to play well. And if they don't, well, we all know that Paul George has already said that he wants to play in LA. So, him signing with the Los Angeles Lakers, the rumors and the whispers will just get larger. And number 1, DeMarcus Cousins. Once again, now I know what you're thinking. Are you serious? Again, this guy is in every trade rumor. And the thing is, he is, always. Even though the New Orleans Pelicans are performing better with DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis together this season compared to last season, they're still not one of those championship level teams, and the Pelicans probably never will be, which is the sad truth. They have performed better than last season, but there are still doubts to whether they can actually play together. Now, this is definitely an all-star frontcourt. Both players together, they're really, really good. Both players separately, they're incredible. But they just don't really know how to win together because of the fact that their teammates aren't very good, which, like I said, is the sad truth. Yes, they've got Drew Holiday, but apart from him, they're just not that good. Rondo's getting a little older, and the rest of the team is just not really what the Pelicans need at the moment. They need players that will be willing to shoot threes if Anthony Davis or DeMarcus Cousins get doubled, and as of now, Drew seems like the only real one, and even he is just, I don't know, for me personally, he doesn't seem like the perfect point guard that the Pelicans need. Anyway, like I said, there are doubts to whether or not this all-star frontcourt will always work, especially in the long run, and some say that it's Davis who actually need to be traded. But look, I don't know about that, because what I do know is the Pelicans aren't necessarily a team that can get an all-star or a star in free agency. Not to mention, one of the biggest issues is the fact that Cousins is an unrestricted free agent after this season, which leads me to believe that if any one of the two was going to get traded, it would probably still be DeMarcus Cousins. Simply because he could sign with any team that he wanted to in this year's free agency, which for the Pelicans is horrible. But as of now, they're in the playoff hunt, so I'm confident that the Pelicans won't trade DeMarcus Cousins as of now, but if it gets to the trade deadline and the Pelicans aren't in the playoff hunt like they are now, I just can't see him staying with this team. It would be sad for the Pelicans if they lose a guy like DeMarcus Cousins in the offseason. That's all I'm saying. What is interesting though is if the Pelicans extend a max contract extension to Boogie this summer, well, they could actually trade him ahead of the deadline. So in other words, this decision falls on the Pelicans. They have two choices. They could either pay Boogie or trade him for a pick or two at the deadline. Pretty simple. Well, not really. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm so happy to be back. I really just want to thank all you guys for all your support. Even though I've been gone, you guys have just been showing so much love, and I really, really appreciate that. Like I said, I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. Be sure to hit the notification bell next to my name if you're not subscribed to the channel. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. If you're new and you want to watch more videos just like this one, definitely hit that subscribe button. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this one, hit that like button. Last thing, comment who you believe will or won't get traded and why. And if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. I'm out. Peace.